What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're replacing the battery on our 2013 Ford Escape, and we're using the wiper and cowl removal method. There are other videos on the airbox method, but that seems more difficult to me. So we're going to go with the method I know, and that's the wiper and cowl. And there are other videos on this, so I'm going to make just a real quick abbreviated version. And so don't leave me bad comments on not seeing the work. If you want to see the work, watch a different video. This is just an abbreviated video. So what we're going to do, step one, is remove our master cylinder reservoir right here. And that's going to be a T25, I think it is. T27. So there's two screws right here. Take that back. I think it is a T25. I'm using a T20. That'll also work. Next, we're going to pop our little clips on each wiper arm. And there are two 15mm nuts to remove. Little trick on wiper arms, loosen these, but don't remove them. And then while pulling up on the arm, give a whack with a hammer right there on the stud, and it'll usually pop it free. Next, we have an unnecessary number of clips to remove. There are 8 of them across the front of the cowl here, and they dig in with a little barb, and so you're not able to just pry it out very easily. You've got to kind of pry up to open the clip and then pry out. So we want to disengage those teeth and then pry it out. So we'll remove 8 of those. With the clips removed, you can then kind of lift up to see where the upper clips are located. We've got one right here above the wiper arm. You're just going to pull up and then work your way across, one right here. Get right next to where the clip is at and pull up. One right here. Right there. Then we can set the upper portion of the cowl aside. One thing I would recommend on that upper cover removal, I'll show you now where those locations are at, where each of these slots are, is use 2 hands and get on both sides of the clip to help support it. In my case, because I'm filming, I did it one-handed and I broke this and this clip because I pried up at too much of an angle. So if you get on both sides of it and pull straight up, that's your best bet. Now the last step before we get to the battery is to remove this lower portion of the cowl. There are a series of 8mm or 5/16 bolts to remove. You can see we've got one here, and we've got one here. Looks like about it across the back. One there, there. So I'll let you know how many total once I get those out. It's looking like it is just the 4 bolts here, and then mirrored on the other side, here and there. Got those out, and I can lift this out of the way. And now we're down to the battery. So I already had removed my front cover. This just slides in and out. And then the back cover, I'm trying to remember, I think it pops up. Yeah, there's a lock back there, and then one on the other side. So you kind of pry out on that, and it'll allow you to pop it up. Same on the other side. So we'll get that rear upper cover out of the way. We have 2 10mm here on the hold down clamp, and then 2 10mm on each battery terminal. Here's a closer look with the cover removed, and here's what the back cover looks like, the hold down clip there and there. Once you get this one pried out and up, the whole thing will pull out because you're able to slide it over and pull that out. So here's a close look at the 10 millimeters, each battery terminal, and then on the left and right of the hold down. So we'll get those out and lift the battery out. This is a 96 RPRM. I'm putting back in a, what is it, a 48? Yes. So this is a bigger battery, more power, and it's a better AGM battery than this cheapest possible 96 Premium. So I'll show you the size difference. Got maybe an inch and a half. It's right up against the lower support, and can't tell in the back. Once I get this out, I'll show you what's required to go to the bigger battery. Here's the battery in the vehicle. One additional thing you're going to want to do before trying to angle this down in here, because it's longer and you're going to have a tough time, is undo this front panel. And in order to do that, you're going to pull up slightly, just like that. See, I only went up half an inch or less. And then push out on each of these side panels, and this will allow you to tilt this forward like that. And that's plenty of room to angle the battery down and back. And it sits right against that lower trim piece or adapter that's down in there. And it looks like a perfect fit. Let's double check that with our cover over the top. Yeah, it's going to be close. We'll see what happens. I'm a little worried about the height. So give me a second to adjust things and put it back together, and I'll let you know if the height is an issue. So the only place you're going to have an issue is with the height and the hold down. All I did is grabbed the end of each of these tabs and bent it down and then back up. And so you can see that took that 90-degree angle and kind of brought it in, and then I leveled it out again by bending it back up slightly, and that was enough to where I can now put the hold down on and get the nuts started. I'm guessing Ford might make a taller hold down if you really wanted to go that route, but you're able to gently bend this to make it work. Also, the top covers do fit fine. I tested those. Yeah, I can show you there. That's fine. The front one's going to be fine. So we'll get it put back together. I'll let you know if I run into anything. Here's a look at everything installed. Didn't really run into much. One thing you'll have to do is use a 10mm wrench instead of a socket on the negative 10mm. And something else I'm going to recommend, and I did order, is the correct hold down clamp. By bending this, you're going to pull in the sides of the box, and so the top covers won't go on anymore because the box is too narrow. And so the part number for that is DV Delta Victor 6Z-10718-A. So if you look that up, there's a forum that talks about it. That's where I got the part number from, DV6Z-10718A, and it's about a $20 eBay hold down. My local dealer didn't have it. So for now, for the next week while I wait on that, I'm going to let it go with this clamp in place just for safety, and then we can easily swap that out when the new one gets here. So I'll put the covers back on. I will snap in the lower cover and replace the 4 bolts on each side, put the top cover back on and replace the 8 clips across the front, put our T27 bolts, T25, sorry, I keep saying that, back into the master cylinder, and then our 15mm nuts back on each wiper arm, and we should be done. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave those in the comments down below. And I will say, I was very tempted. I've done enough of these. I was tempted to try the other way with removing the airbox, and it seems like that's going to be more work. It could be close, but this is maybe a 35-45 minute job to do it this way, so it's really not that terrible. So I would still recommend the wiper arm and cowl removal method. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next video.